looks okay.
I mean, I can't see Bill, but
Can't see well.
no, Chad's head's in the way.
Can you see Chad?
Yeah, I can see Chad. You're good.
Can you see Will?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
I call order the meeting for January 10th, 2026.
Did you start the audio?
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, what are our last minutes?
They've been emailed out,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys just need to, somebody needs to have a motion to have them approved.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that. All those in favor? Aye. Old business. Fire protection. Let's, is there anything in old business we need to talk about? Did anybody have any suggestions on, naming and boards and stuff for the cemeteries since the contact Tyler had died?
Oh, no, I have not got to that yet.
Okay.
Still working on that.
Well, in that case, let's move on to fire protection. Mr. McCord.
All right, we got a couple of things I want to bring up. Last meeting we had discussed potentially purchasing an ambulance from Crawfordsville. It's a used 2018 ambulance. Trade-in value was approximately $20,000. That's what Crawfordsville is offering it to us for. Just a little. Couple little handouts here so you guys can look at them. There's the ambulance comparison from our current ambulance that we have.
I only made 6 copies for you, and that's 2 people here.
Did you get one? I'm sorry. No, I was just laying there. Here's the proposal.
What is the chassis and how many miles?
It is a 2018 and has 112,000 miles on it.
Manufacturer.
Ford F550.
Okay, 550, okay.
Sorry, I didn't get that put on there.
And it is four-wheel drive?
Yes,
Okay. Miles?
112.
Okay. Any value in that ambulance?
So I've been looking for the last week on prices on ambulances, roughly this style, the Ford E-Series style with the 60 to 70,000 miles, which is roughly where it's at, and everything that I've seen going, and whether it's sold, I can't tell you, but on used manufacturers, they are listed anywhere from 15 to 25,000. So,
Okay, so you could certainly put, it'd be a good down payment.
correct. So that's what they're going for, at least this one. Doesn't mean it necessarily sell for that price,
Yeah.
but everything
It's not
that I've
worth
seen is what, correct. So, and it adds a little more value to this one because we did put the new motor in it 5-6 years ago, something like that now, so it still has a fairly decent new motor in it. As far as number wise, I know we talked about it, to date, We have had 76 EMS calls, 76. The ambulance has been on 33 of them because of time of day. We have transported, this is not true numbers from what I have until March 3rd. So it's March 3rd till now, the numbers are not there. We've transported 11.
Are we safe for those 11?
So far, we have, the last that I was in the bank, which was last week, we already had like $3,200 to $3,300 deposited. So it's bringing money in. It's just, we switched new billing companies and they're just able to start billing and all the paperwork's done. So the money's just now starting to trickle in.
And there's usually a fair amount of lag time anyway.
Yes, yeah. With what we had billed to where we're at now, there's still roughly $11,000 outstanding. Whether we get all 11,000, I don't know, but that is what has been billed, is 11,000. So, and that's not including the 3 that we've already got. So there was 14,000 potentially billed.
How do you want to pay for this?
Well, we had discussed potentially with the Cume Fire.
Cume Fire, okay.
And like I told Melody, if the billing keeps going like it was going, and this was later in the year, if we had the money set up, we would just use it out of ambulance billing and just buy it that way. But with ambulance billing just now starting to build back up, we're just kind of.
Yeah.
And so we're looking to try to pay for it out of the Cume Fire, and then whatever we got out of this when we sold it, putting it back.
Okay.
So if you spent 20,000, we got 15.
And what's the timeline?
They're ready.
Okay.
You know, so they're ready to be. I talked to them earlier today. They just wanted to know. They actually, I told them that we had a meeting tonight, and they told me which one I wanted. So I told them I had to bring it up here and get it presented first. So.
And what does it encompass to pull that money out of Cume Fire?
Additional appropriation, advertisement in the newspaper.
Okay. Are they
Well,
willing to wait that long?
The funds are
Should
there.
be, if we elected, that's what we wanted to do. I'm sure I could call them and tell them, hey, this is what we have to do. And I'm sure
Sign a
they'd be
contract.
fully understanding that the ambulance have been sitting there for, what, 2 months? So we've kind of been talking about this.
I
It's just been
want
sitting there,
to
so.
sign a contract
Yes.
before we do all that.
Yep.
Those steps to do that, to know that
Correct.
it's in process.
Correct.
So it wouldn't be sold out from under us.
Yeah.
Where's all this coming from? The ambulance doesn't belong to the township. Did you guys vote?
No, we haven't voted on anything.
Well, it seems like there's a lot of wasted discussion. I'm paying for an ambulance out of, everybody here is paying for an ambulance out of Crawfordsville. Why are we even having this discussion? We don't need an ambulance.
Because we were.
We want to replace the.
We're the
ambulance.
only, but that, if the town wants to do that, let the town do that. But I'll be damned if my township dollars are gonna pay for that. I mean, that's absolutely absurd. You're double dipping. No way in hell. Plus, it was 2 years ago, I sat in a meeting, you guys voted not to renew it. It was in the church over there.
Somebody can make a motion to revisit it.
You can't make a motion.
I can't. So I said somebody could. I can't.
But you're wasting all this time in a meeting where you should be moving forward on things that.
I think it's pretty pertinent.
Yeah, this is.
Well, I mean,
this
this is
not
what it's
something-
for.
I
I understand, but
Providing services to the community.
you guys are having a dialogue before the meeting. That's what before the motion, not the meeting.
That's the way you usually do things. You just don't throw a motion out there. You talk about and give a targeted direction of what we're wanting to
Not
do.
when you're talking about dollars.
The way
I made a proposal to use funds.
he said it last meeting,
Yep, I was here.
I said I wanted to hear numbers, don't just, we need a new ambulance. Like, give us some information about it, that we can discuss it, decide from there. And I think when I first started, maybe not everybody's in agreement with it, but the big deal with the ambulance even at the initial, when I first was learning all this and everything, was that you guys provide quicker response times by having the ambulance here for our general community than what Crawfordsville can get to us. And I was very much of the opinion that, yes, 10 minutes in a heart attack situation or some kid getting his foot cut off is, that's huge.
Well, it was even requested from Crawfordsville with paperwork to put the ambulance back in service because it was 2022, I don't remember what year it was, that the ambulance was parked from January to October. And they realized when they took over county coverage that the workload was too much and they requested to put our ambulance in, and the township wasn't doing it until there was a written statement done. And there's a typed in letter in there from Crawfordsville to put the ambulance back in to assist on the BLS calls, so it lightened the workload. So it came from Crawfordsville. It came with us because we were the only ones that have an ambulance.
And what was it, 2 years
That's because you
ago?
keep hanging on to something that is not a township item, it's a town item.
Our name's on it.
I don't care about the name.
2 years ago, when we voted, it was, we're not gonna put any more, we're not gonna spend $40,000 if it's above tires that we're using out of the fire funds to keep it going. That was what we had voted on, and I think Michelle doesn't like the ambulance and the issue of double dipping and things like that, but especially now, I think it can be revisited if Kyle and the department are getting income from said ambulance and the run.
Yeah, here's a proposal.
Especially if they pay for it themselves.
What happens if we loan the department the money? They repay us with the used ambulance sale, and they repay us with a portion of their ambulance billing until that amount of money is already back in the system. It's back in Cume Fire. They have a newer ambulance.
You can't replenish money with a donation or a payback or something. Like once it's paid out of Cume Fire, it's just out. But I'd like to go off what Mike said as a taxpayer and a formal member of this fire department. I do see value in an ambulance, but like Kyle said 10 minutes ago, we just spent over 20 grand to put a new engine in it a handful of years ago. Just being on this fire department, I know that rescue is much more of a need than an ambulance. We have an ambulance that runs. I wouldn't like to see us double down and spend another 20 grand when we just did and we have an ambulance running. And just by us not having an ambulance, I'm not saying get rid of the ambulance, I see the need in a new rescuable ambulance. That doesn't take us away, them away from responding. There's been plenty of times on a medic run, they respond to rescue, brush truck, engine, whatever. It still has the same response time. And with this being a volunteer fire department, I can say from my experience, my 10 years on the department, 80% of the time, Crawfordsville is beating us anyways. And we have car wrecks in the area, we have a lot of equipment on that rescue that the ambulance isn't carrying that you need, whether it's a car wreck, something else. And you know Crawfordsville is running an ambulance. We have a good running ambulance. Like we said, we just put a new logo on it 5 years ago. I don't see the value in double dipping and paying another 20 grand to get a new one when I know for a fact I've been on runs where that rescue just dies. You're trying to leave the station, you're on a scene and it just dies. And you gotta sit there and restart it and hope it stays running.
Now, has that happened after they did the fuel injection work?
No, it's never quit since it was the cam sensor.
Okay. That's a
Never
common problem.
Never hesitated, it had done nothing.
Have you explored at all talking to the bank and say, okay,
No, because I was trying to go through here.
No, I understand.
So, because most people support the fire station, so.
I
well,
support the ambulance.
I personally feel I'd like the ambulance being available.
Because if Will's having a heart attack, and you guys can get there quicker, you can get him loaded onto the ambulance, and a paramedic from Crawfordville could jump on and be ready to go as soon as they got here, and that saves time.
Okay,
So
so
time,
if
I
we
have a
use
grandson that died and time is of value.
But we can't make it personal. We have to make
It-
it business
But
savvy.
it can be.
So I feel for you, but if
Right.
Will's having a heart attack,
Mhm.
Well,
we have to commute here, then get whatever tools we need to get to Will at his
Mhm.
house. And I'm gonna throw money down that the rescue in Crawfordsville, that station 2 is gonna be there long before we get there.
if
We've
it's
got
a
two
station,
EMTs in town,
Because they're
we've got
there.
2 firefighters.
24/7. We're not.
None of that's speculation.
now, what's gonna happen if we don't have an ambulance? Is the county gonna just up the taxes to pay for,
No, we are.
We're already paying for it.
well, no, if the ambulance goes away,
We're already paying.
then Crawfordsville's gonna have to deal with more ambulance.
No,
So
we're,
they're gonna
we're
have to-
already paying for that.
The contract
ambulance
renews.
process.
Next year, so I fully anticipate it to go up anyway.
Okay.
But it's gonna be the same across the county. That's just the way it works.
Thus Crawfordsville.
Whether you want a new Richmond or new Ross.
We had an ambulance
There was-
here because
there
we were
are-
the only other ambulance in the county. And when they're doing Ironman and Supercross and everything, all their ambulances were busy. They wanted us to possibly run all county with them for them. So,
That's an asset.
yeah,
To our
I mean, it's
community.
already built into the.
That is absolutely not true.
it is absolutely true.
Because I sat on those board meetings for the Ironman, and I'm telling you, they bring people in from out of county to cover that stuff.
Well, then
No,
maybe,
what he's getting at is, it was with Crawfordsville being out there with the Ironman, with all the people coming in here, they requested our ambulance to be on standby to help cover the entire county. Since then, there has been discussions with Crawfordsville having 5 ambulances, 6 if they have the manpower for it. Our ambulance is backup to the entire county. So if all their ambulances are depleted on other runs, they have our ambulance listed to go to the city, to Wayne Town, to wherever it needs to be to back them up.
I would like to hear that from the captain.
That's perfectly fine.
No, I invite him to the meeting.
You have a conversation.
That's why I said, invite him to the meeting and explain it to all of us.
there's no sense of lying about it, though, Tyler. I mean,
It's all right.
it's the truth.
Keep
I
going.
mean, you may not like when you spend it,
I'm
but
not saying it's lying. I'm
Well,
saying
you're
there's a
literally
lot
are,
of
because you're
ego.
saying you would like to hear that from
Get
the
it under
captain.
A
control.
lot of ego. in
Well,
this.
get it under control.
no, I'm just trying to talk. And if
Yeah.
that's what you-
That's all I'm trying to do, is
Yeah.
just try to have.
It's not one person's decision
Right.
whether there's an ambulance in New Ross. It's not one person's decision on how it's paid for.
I throw 2 cents out there. We put 20,000 in that motor. What's next? Would that mean miles? and that?
We've already put 2 boots onto the turbo. That's $900 a piece.
They can't find any more.
Yeah, they're obsolete.
But don't you guys have a rescue vehicle? A chase vehicle? No,
You can't
Just a
transport.
rescue or a brush truck.
the rescue.
You can't
But
transport,
You can't
you can't
transport.
transport it.
You only.
Right now, all we have to do is save, survive, maintain until the paramedics are here from,
Now that,
Crawfordsville.
most of that equipment is on the ambulance.
What about your extrication equipment?
That's on the rescue.
Right.
So are you gonna take extrication equipment off the rescue to put all the ambulance stuff on it?
No, it'd be the other way around. If you have a chase truck,
If there's an accident, they both roll.
I'm not against the ambulance, I'm just.
Well, now
saying
your
you put
chase truck
23,000 into an ambulance.
That is
runs.
costing you,
less. because-
and there's no billing available with it.
Mm-mm. You can't bill from that. Because you
I
can't
mean, we
transport.
talk billing, but I've yet to see any numbers, and I've come to every one of these meetings except for one.
You
You
could,
gave the number.
you got the bank statement.
Did you hear
It
what
doesn't
he
matter
said?
what I
Or we
say.
said, trust
It
us.
doesn't matter what I say, so.
Well, then you need to go to the bank and ask. You get permission and ask.
Or,
Do you have a bank statement you could show?
No, the money just started coming in, I've been to the bank this week,
Okay.
so I'll have one next month.
And how much do you say is waiting and billing?
11,000.
what percentage of that do you think will get paid?
It's hard to tell with Medicare and Medicaid.
Okay.
It really is. Some it could be full, some it could be 50, some it could be 20. It's just Medicare and Medicaid. It just depends literally on the run type, the way that it's put into your narrative, when you're transporting. It really depends. I can't tell you
Now, is
set
there,
50%.
otherwise, wouldn't it go to, if it wasn't Medicare or Medicaid, it would go to a third party insurer?
Yeah. So there's drop downs, and when we go to the hospital, we transport, there's a face sheet that has the insurance information on it. They get that, and then they bill whatever set insurance is. Medicare and Medicaid are the main two, but there's breakdowns that they can send to as well. So I guess essentially a third party, but yes.
Did you just start billing in, or did you get the first of the year? Is that what you had said?
Correct.
So you've not even, it's not been long enough to even get any coming in, so you haven't.
No, like, we're in March, and
No
they just
idea.
now, because we've been going through this process since like November, because the other, like I said, the other company, they dropped us because we weren't busy enough.
Right.
So they dropped us, and then going through the whole entire paperwork portion of it, they were able to back. So probably what we're seeing, it was probably from November, December, October, November, December, because they're allowed to go like 180 days back.
But so it's just still, it's
Yeah.
just new.
So what you're
Not-
seeing
yeah,
is
not-
probably from last year, nothing on this year. I'm trying to find the email to show what is outstanding in the billing.
So when do they think your first checks will come in?
I already know that there's already been money deposited,
How long have you known that?
like a week.
A week, and we couldn't make it to the bank for this.
Gee, it's kind of crazy that I work until 5 or 6 o'clock every night and the bank closes at 1, so
Do you have an assistant chief?
he works too. We all have jobs. The bank closes at 1. So,
Not the banks in Crawfordsville though. So if the bank becomes an issue, get rid of the bank and go to a bank that can support you.
Do you still have any of your, any money in the bank other than your ambulance?
yes. If I had the meeting minutes, they might be in the office. Go look. So
Oh, I can't see that.
But
Those are just readers.
if you slide it to the side, you don't have to go sideways with it.
Okay,
So,
okay,
there's,
Medicare payments. Okay, yep, I see where that's going in. Medicare allowance, 900. Pass filing, 3,500. Okay.
and then down
Yeah.
the bottom, balance going forward.
Balance forward is 9,000.
That's the town.
That's the billing.
Well,
It shows what's paid out and what's,
You're what I need to say.
I was told that it would just be.
You're the treasurer, right, Stan? Do you have access yet to the account? Just an FYI, I went in and it took me 5 minutes, you can do online. Before the meeting, when I did my treasurer's report.
Well, I've been working 12, I didn't
No,
know,
I'm
make
just, I'm just saying,
I know.
I was over there.
You can-
Howard tried to get my-
to help you out, that's how I can do all the.
I think you can call and do it. That's how I
That's why I did.
That's how I did it.
I gotta go there and get all the access.
Yep, take their first thing out.
I did that, it took me, I was over there when I came back
We don't
here
appropriate.
in town, trying to
Right,
get
well,
We don't
started.
appropriate what we have.
11, by the time I worked in here,
If it wasn't in our budget, in our capital access, we probably would have, but it's not something we appropriated for. And since the money's already
So
in
from February 1st to February 28th,
and- Okay, yes, if the township. You will be there. It's currently not being double paid.
There's been two paid.
Okay,
There's been two paid from 2 years first of this year. And then, I don't.
and there's a lot of stuff that's still waiting.
Your chase truck.
So we're roughly 5,000 waiting.
Yeah.
Day one, and I talked about
But there's.
you guys spent $4 and you started working on.
Yeah, you'll have to write off and all that stuff.
$14,940 in charges from January 1st to February 28th.
Okay. So if you got half of that money, it'd be 7,000.
And it'd be self-sufficient.
And then
You just need help. to get
it looks like there was your payment was 2871.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Okay, makes sense.
it's coming, it's just.
Yeah. My personal feeling is that it's a inexpensive way to upgrade to a newer ambulance. Otherwise, we would have, huge amount of money to have anything close to that.
I think even, that's what we were just talking 2 years ago, whenever it was, when we had said, well, we're not dumping tons of money into the ambulance. When it's done, it's done. But we were also looking at, we've got to purchase a chase vehicle to put all that equipment on. And when we were looking at that, that was like an $80,000,
If it was new, yes.
if it was new or whatever we found, but even retrofitting it was, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's almost, I don't know if this would end up, we'd have to go look at numbers and what things were.
And I also
It
have,
still might be cheaper than purchasing a chase truck. for all the
I'm
equipment.
speculating, but I have imagined that Crawfordsville is giving us a rather good price because they want to have that ambulance
In
in service.
And that's what they've done in years past with this ambulance, the white ambulance we had before. They get it appraised through the dealer. They say they're gonna give it to you this price, they offer it to you at this price. So I have the email that confirms from Crawfordsville that it's $20,000 between, so.
Well, I make a motion that we use Cume Fire funds
Can I
to,
throw something else out
Sure.
before you do that, just to give you options? I just want to present that.
Yeah.
And then I want to present this one, so we can have another discussion. And then after this is all I have. Second option I have, because I didn't think this one would go over very well. Never does when we talk about the ambulance. I wanted to bring forward a potential replacement for the rescue. Because it's also on the list.
okay,
I know when we talked about doing the territory stuff, we wanted to have a list of items that was to be marked off. So far, thankfully, to the township, we've been able to knock off the radios and, water, or fire hose. Those were two essentials, and then we got SCBA's knocked off. So our list is shrinking of needed items. We talk about apparatus. Apparatus is good. He's made a statement on it. This info was sent to me from another department. They were not interested because they just updated all their stuff. So I called the guy and I talked to him and gave him all the information. It is not a 100% rescue. It is what they call a rescue engine.
a mini pumper.
Actually, it's like our truck, our
Okay.
engine here.
Okay.
I have pictures pulled up on my computer to show you. Crawford's ambulance, everybody's pretty much seen what they look like, the pickup style. This one, I have pictures of the truck here, that came from the chief. It's a 2009. It's 13 years newer than what we have. It is what they call a rescue engine. It is made for a combination of firefighting and extrication, medical. You can do everything all in one truck. It's what a lot of departments are switching to, as multiple pieces of apparatus is one. So if we were to get like a tanker, we'd be like a pumper tanker. You can use it as an engine or you can use it as a tanker. This one, you can use it as an engine and a rescue. So you can put your extrication tools on it, you can put your fire equipment on it, and you have a secondary engine. If you go on.
And if you've got a vehicle fire and a crash,
Correct.
one piece of equipment
So
can, at
if
a
we,
minimum, can do it.
currently with what we have, if we have a vehicle accident and the car's on fire, we have to roll the ambulance, rescue, and engine. This truck, you would just have to take the ambulance and the rescue, because it would have 500 gallons of water on it, The rescue that we have has none. In 2022, they replaced it with a brand new truck themselves. Just to kind of go through some things, current rescue has several limitations. It's got no water, it's got no pump. This truck does come with 5-inch hose, which we have none. We've never had 5-inch hose. It comes with a light tower, and you two being on-call members know that we don't have a light tower. And our rescue is 30 years old. Oh, it comes with the ladders too. And I'm sure there's other miscellaneous equipment, but right off the head, there's a generator. And on the back of the truck, you would know with extrication tools, it has an onboard generator to the truck with hose reels.
Okay.
So you can plug the tools into it and go versus pulling out the heavy pump and carrying it. These have cord reels that are built off of the back of the truck.
Now, is the hydraulics off of the truck or off of its own engine?
Should be the truck.
Okay.
There's a generator off of the back of the truck. I'll show you the picture of it here in a second.
I meant for the extrication tools, or you're talking about hydraulic extrication?
Yes. So you know, like we have their Anchus, or we gotta carry a portable pump. There's a generator built onto the truck that you just plug in.
Or there's a.
And then you just walk like a cord reel. So
My question is, does it have its own engine?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the price?
$49,000.
That's a lot better than used to be a King file on.
So just broke it down on like this page 2. It tells you, it comes with hose. It's an additional water supply because you have more water. It's got scene lighting. It's got equipment. The other perk that a lot of people don't know, if you place a secondary engine, did you get one?
That's fine. You're good.
Here, you're good. Did I give you anything?
No, I got it here.
With the secondary engine, it's also bonus points on your ISO. Having a secondary engine. We don't have one. So we talk about trying to do what we can as a fire department to raise the ISO to try to help lower taxpayer insurance stuff, right? Get a secondary engine, it's bonus points. Not necessarily that it would bump you into another category, but it raises us a little bit. We get a better shot. There's a few things that we're trying to do this year to also help with the ISO, but if we got the secondary rescue engine, that would be a huge bonus.
What is the powertrain? You know the engine?
I need to look on email.
Because if it's like a Mercedes or something, that's kind of.
It's a Pierce, so Pierce is usually Cummins.
Yeah, or Cat. As long as it doesn't have like the Mercedes drivetrain.
No.
Yeah.
So that, like, if you're looking at this one, the same as, like, with the ambulance, what's your guys' truck worth?
Okay.
What's that?
What's your current truck worth, would you sell that one?
So pricing, yes, it would be sold. So that's where I was going is between if we went with the ambulance or we went with the rescue, however we did it, we went both, whatever it was, our goal was to take the 2 that we have, sell them, and the money would go back, since it can't go to King Fire, you can put it into the general, right? Yeah. You can put it into your
Yeah,
general
it would
fire.
be your money if you sell it. You
Correct.
just can't put it back in the King
Correct.
file.
So whatever we got value-wise out of both of those, so throwing it out there, say you spent 70,000 and you bought the ambulance and you bought the rescue, you got 2 pieces of apparatus, you've updated your fleet roughly 24 years. The ambulance would be 11 years newer, that truck would be 13 years newer. You're gaining a lot of safety features on these trucks that we don't have. Roughly our rescue, as it sits now, again, ballpark figures, looking through trucks of the same build, same year, same mileage, they're roughly going 40 to 50,000 starting. Rescues are pretty salty. I've seen used a 98 rescue. It's a little bit longer than ours, that is going for 70,000. Again, probably not ever gonna get 70,000 out of it, but if you got 40,000 or 30,000 out of it.
Oh, it's got airbags.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
My personal opinion, this makes a lot more sense in an ambulance and you can sell it for more than an ambulance. And if that's the case, you guys now have, say you sell it for not even 40,000, 40,000, you now have the money to get your new ambulance and bank 10,000. Whereas if you go with the ambulance, that is running right now, we're doing a game of what is. You sell it, you don't have enough money to buy the rescue. But if you start with the rescue, that's how you kill two birds with one stone. And you're not.
But if you replace both of them at the same time, you're still cheaper than an $80,000 vehicle.
This truck, that's what I'm saying is,
Right,
if you
but
sold,
you do
if you
both.
bought this rescue. and
But I
sold
will
the
tell you on
rescue-
the ambulance, there's gonna be some time that the rear is gonna go out because it's got a small wind in it.
Yeah, I'm saying if,
This truck as it sits was roughly going for 250,000 because the VIN number's on there and everything. So we looked at it, roughly going as it sits, 250,000.
It's an interdepartment thing.
Yeah, so they just went through a territory and it was passed and they merged a bunch of departments. I think there's like 5 departments. It's from New Haven, Indiana. So Fort Wayne-ish area. They have the East, I don't remember what the name of the department, the East Central, East Fire Territory. They merged together. This was sitting in reserve status because in 2022 they bought a brand new one. And when they merged, they got a couple other pieces of apparatus. This one was sitting there and it was older out of all of them. So the city wanted them to go ahead and get rid of it. So this was their option is they offered it to in-county departments and everybody up there is pretty set on apparatus that nobody was interested. So they opened it up to the state. The only issue that we have with this one is because their cities time crunched it. And if they want to know by the end of the day on the 15th on an intent to purchase, because if not, they're gonna send it somewhere for an auction. And I was just what day when I call you? Was it Saturday? Friday.
Yeah, Friday,
Friday.
Saturday.
I just got the information on Thursday.
How much do we have in Q Fire?
90,000, 91,000,
90-some thousand.
91,000. I looked earlier today.
The thing with the, throwing numbers out there, we do the ambulance, in this rescue, we're talking
91.
70,000. And we probably get 50, at least 50 of it back, right off the back to something too. So now actually you got $230,000 truck, 60,000 ambulance for 25,000.
but if you only do the rescue out of your clean file, because if you take 70,000, you're down to 20 and say a big hit. But if you just do the rescue, now you have all that money you sell the rescue fund to.
Well, but the
Do whatever you
ambulance
want.
was out of it.
Do what?
The ambulance range was out of it, or the transmission was out of it.
We can what up things.
I know, I'm just saying,
You can sell your rescue and then be able to buy the ambulance and have money left.
What he's saying is take, sell
Well, now that
rescue.
ambulance can be gone.
Yeah, basically, that's what he said.
If you get the ball rolling on this, if Carpenter wants us to have that ambulance that bad, and we get the ball, and we tell them the intent, we're gonna sell for this, I guarantee they'll hold it.
Absolutely.
Do you disagree? I guarantee they would hold the ambulance.
So you're telling me, we bought this truck, we turn around and say we sold the rescue for 40,000, we take 20,000 out of the 40 and then go buy it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because and then it's up to you guys. There's no outside
So
noise.
here's my question then. I don't understand that logic because it's no different than them voting to buy the ambulance and the rescue now. You're still essentially using the money.
You're taking less money from the human fire. Now you've got more money and a more.
Yeah, I see what you're
if you
saying.
need it.
It keeps the Q Fire from being depleted, because once it's out, it doesn't go back in, it has to be slowly built back up.
What, just because it's probably been explained, I should know this better, but it's if we're gonna spend money, that sounds like a better deal. I'd rather see, since you're getting income off the ambulance, if the township is gonna spend any money and it's on this type of truck, and the ambulance has always been a hot topic, but if, I can't imagine, have you asked Crawfordsville we're finally billing, here's what all our financials look like. Is there a payment plan, or do they have to have money right away? There's another way for you guys to purchase the ambulance, and if we focus on this.
I forgot to hand this out, I'm sorry, I was trying to present talk. This is the insurance breakdown. So I talked to Natalie Decker, which is a rep for our insurance company, and to put, say we bought this rescue truck right here, the rescue engine, insurance would be the same because it would be listed as cost of replacement. There wouldn't be any kind of change. It is no different than what if we got the ambulance, the price would still be the same because it's priced as replacement. So there's the breakdown on what the trucks are, what the insurance portion of it is. So that way you can see that the insurance, there was no elevation in price, it was the same.
So even if the,
So it
if
seems
you,
like
if we took money out of King Fire for something like this, and then they sold it, and there was $40,000 back, hopefully, give or take, whatever, and it all actually only ended up costing $10,000 out of our pocket to fund this truck. So where's the other 40 go, if it goes back into the general? Do we have to spend that this year, or can we put that aside for later and let it, like, you know what I mean? Or we,
Yeah.
Yes, you can roll over.
Yeah.
we should be able to, at the end of the year, put that money back into the King Fire, right? It just can't go back in.
You can put it in
In a month when
the
it's all
fire, township fire and EMS.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, the only thing that has to be spent by the end of the year is the township fund.
Right.
Yeah, not the, you put it in the township fire and
On
EMS.
that truck, what
okay.
it would
The
cost.
township general, where all the other payments and everything come from, our salaries and all that is a township fund.
Right.
That has to be spent out by the end of the year. And yeah, but, you can put it back into the township fire and EMS.
And we could save it for
Yeah,
the following year.
right,
It's not like,
right, it was staying there.
I've been trying to be patient.
Oh, you're good.
So I get what Chase is saying as far as selling it, but again, it's speculation. There's no guarantee that Crawfords was gonna say, yeah, we'll hang on to this until you sell your rescue. Crawfordsville, it's a business, right? Every fire station's a business. They're gonna try to sell those trucks if we don't have the money to them. And this truck, unfortunately, it's getting to that age that it's starting to fall apart, starting to have issues. Parts aren't being made for it anymore. So when that truck goes, we're gonna have to search all over the US to try to find parts for that truck. Unfortunately, Ford only makes parts for so long before they say, hey, look, we're done. That's our biggest worry is the ambulance, the rear end goes out, and then we gotta find a rear end that's good, that out of a junkyard, and hope that it lasts us long enough to be able to build enough to either sell the rescue or, again, it's speculation, but it's things to think about as well.
Because there ain't no fun having a patient in the back of your ambulance and it break down. That'd be embarrassing.
The time crunch though is the truck. So that's something if we're gonna make the decision, then we have to do it tonight. Is there even time? Do you have to, put out a public meeting? So there's no way we could get it,
10
So-
days and.
there's no way we could get it done in time.
Correct,
he'd
you
have to-
could. If I submit the intent to purchase, if you voted, this is what we wanna do, I'm gonna get on the phone, I'm gonna call him, submit the intent to purchase, tell them what we have to do, and see if they'd be fine with it, because it says there has to be an intent to purchase by March 15th, 16th.
Okay,
And then we go
So
through
if we
our
submitted it-
legalities.
yeah,
The intent to purchase, it's essentially ours, like.
locks it in.
Yes. It just prevents it from going.
Yeah.
So lock it.
What was that purchase price?
49,000.
49. Okay.
How does that compare, Kyle, to other rescue vehicles that you looked at? I know you probably looked at. Is that middle of the road? Is that high? Is that low?
It's actually really low for a 2009. Being with the capabilities of this truck versus a straight rescue, if you were to buy a rescue like ours,
you're probably in the $50,000 to $55,000 range, and that's anywhere from a 96 to a 99. When you're going into the rescue pumper style, it adds value because you're adding water, the tank, and the seating, everything's different. Roughly everything that I've seen from a 2009 to a 2015, you're anywhere from 80 to 200,000. It just depends on what it is. Like if you have a straight engine, you could probably buy, if this wasn't an engine or a rescue engine, it would still be 80,000, but means it's a rescue style, it's got a different, I don't know, it seems like rescue.
So comparing exactly what you have quoted here for 49,000.
Yes.
If you looked at say a 19 or a 20, because in 3 years, this is 20 years old.
Correct.
So if you looked at a 19 or a 20, something newer, what?
A 19 or 20,
Yeah,
you're like 200 to 300,000 used right now.
So mathematically, then, I guess to me doesn't make sense how it would jump that much. It's essentially jumping 300%, about a little under.
A lot of it has to do with at a certain age and a certain mileage, some municipalities will buy them.
So right here.
So it's like value.
They
Again,
appreciate it.
this is just throwing it out there. There's a 2008 for 132,000. There's a 2016 for 299,000. There's a 2007 for 115,000. 13's 230. 2006, 100,000. There's a 2010, 250. 2007, 130. You see what I'm saying? Like it depends on the apparatus.
Right.
The thing is, this is coming from a city, and they're kind of just trying to push it out. If it went on this website, it would probably be $150,000, $200,000 right now, as I said. There's a 2009.
Then why wouldn't they do that? That's a business question I'm asking, because if you want to sell me something for 50 grand, but I can go put it over here and get 150 grand, guess where I'm gonna go?
Because fire departments.
Unless you guys know financially, you two, based off your experience, that money coming back in creates an issue for the township.
So a lot of these, like, dealer, they may only offer them 60,000 a truck, then they will turn around and sell it for 150.
Which is where I was going, is with the email between Crockers, I'm bringing the ambulance back up here to show you. They bought 2 new ambulances, and they have a 17 and 18 that they were willing to trade in to try to knock down the cost. That ambulance company only offered them $20,000 for those trucks. In return, in the email, it says that they would offer us for that one, they would take the other one and try to list it to get more out, but they were going to sell us at $20,000. So if we took that 2009 and went and sold it, they got an estimated value of what they would get out of trade-in, and then they tried to work with their neighboring departments to list it at this price to try to help everybody out, because it's a cost-effective way to put apparatus across the county that you're familiar with that upgrades your neighboring departments too. Because everybody's fighting the same battle we are. We don't have the funds to go out and spend $1 million on a new truck. So if you can go buy a 2009 for $49,000, $50,000, that's a lot more reasonable than me coming in here and saying, I want this 2027 Rescue for $385,000. You're gonna look at me and be like, no, sure.
And this is far fetched, but depending on their stipulation, when we got that tank hole, I guess it's been 10 years ago now, there was a grant. And there were so many stipulations in the grant. The old tank hole must be donated to, like that. It was supposed to go to Mexico. So if they replace this truck with federal money, a grant, there may be stipulations where they have that in place. You can't exceed this amount and sell.
Correct.
It may go off to another department.
Because these federal grants want this equipment to get passed down to more needy departments. And I mean, that's just the life of a volunteer department. Unless you get a home run like we did on this tank hole in a grant, you're not getting a brand new truck. You're getting a 15-year-old truck, maybe 20-year-old truck.
Just to put it in a different area, Ladoga Fire. Ladoga Fire was given one of Crawfordsville's 2014 fire trucks. It's a rescue pumper like ours, right? So a little bit newer,
but it's the same style, has the roll-up doors, it's a rescue engine. Had a blown motor. They just put like $76,000 into this truck. And then turned around and Crawfordsville had a 2004 rescue. That they said the motor was gone in it too. Now they got that. So you're helping other departments, but we can buy a truck right now that can go on the road, drive down the road for 50,000. They got one that they're spending 60, 70, $80,000 on putting a new motor in it. 2014, it's a little newer, but.
This one's got a new motor.
Yeah.
Or a new motor.
This truck here.
Yeah, he's got all the stuff.
That's what I was gonna ask.
The
Have
motor
you seen
in
the-
2022.
Have you saw the records for the maintenance?
Yes. I called the guy and then he sent me pictures of everything and he told me that if we said, yeah, we're gonna buy it, before we even laid money down on the table, if Will and I or him or you wanted to drive up there tonight, he would meet us there and we could go front to back and we could look at it. And he's like, if you see something wrong with it, drop it. But you have the option, you can come drive it, pump it, do everything you want to. The last oil change in it was October of 2025. It's been sitting since. It was last pump tested in September of 2025. So everything's been up to date on it. So it's not one of those that you're going to be taking on a truck that the pump's going to break. Pumps do break, whether you do it or not. We pump test every year, and then you can still blow one. So
From a business perspective and from a money flow, it sure makes sense, in my opinion, what you're wanting to do here with the rescue vehicle, or you guys as a department are wanting, that makes a lot more sense to me than from a patron, because the township's assisting with those funds. Then that puts the ownership, and once you get that, you sell your other one, then essentially you have money there that you can go purchase that other ambulance. I love the ambulance too. I don't like paying for two. That's my whole point. I don't like any of us paying for two. It's not just about me. It's, we bought, all of us in this room, we bought those two new ambulances in Crawfordsville, our tax dollars. So we have to keep that into perspective from a business standpoint. So if there's ways to finagle around, like what has kind of been talked about, to me, from a business perspective, you save yourself money and you still get what you want, and you have some control over it.
But as a citizen of the township and the town, I'm glad there's two ambulances, because they give me two options. Either Crawfordsville or Walnut.
And I feel like EMS makes, like, is the breadwinner and the moneymaker of the whole station. I mean, how much do you make on an EMS run versus a fire run? And also how many fire runs you have to EMS runs is the other thing to think about.
Well,
One of the other big tickets that we have coming out for the Cuban Fire.
And Union Township, which is part of Crawfordsville, pays for it.
Nothing, they got their uniforms, they got that through the grant, they got the hoses, they got the radios, any other big ticket items. Nothing.
we've pretty much been able to knock a lot of it off very cost effectively. The biggest one that we had, minus the rescue, was the radios, and we were able to get linked up through Ladoga to be able to purchase the radios way under budget. So
What do we always put in every year back into Cuban?
okay. Now
Well,
they
just
got
maxed
counted.
out, so it should be over 40,000 a year.
I think it's like 33,000
Yeah.
a year is what goes into that.
You just maxed it out.
We did 2
So-
years ago, pretty close back into it within a year, 2 years.
What's our Cuban Fire now?
91, 80.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is a home run deal on the rescue. Down the road, you kill two birds.
What's the, if you call in and there's an intent to buy, if you back out, there's no cost or anything?
No, it's just intent to buy, is we're interested in, we're going to buy and take it.
If the bank says yes, it's one of those deals.
Right.
Now, before you have, let's say you put the intent to buy on there, would you and some of your teammates go up and look at it before?
Before anything, Joe.
We would be willing to take any one of you guys too.
That's what I'm saying, like, this is,
Just so you
out
know
of
that this,
everybody in here, I have talked to the assistant chief, I have seen pictures, we've done a walk around, everything. but with the way that everything is lined up, he told me I could come up on Saturday. I was not home on Saturday. I was doing things at home. So I didn't make it up, but he said like anytime that we wanted to, we could go up there. So,
That would have to be done before I do all the process of.
Right.
well, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're not gonna sign a check and here you go. When we go
Right,
for, like,
yeah.
if we made the vote to get it, like, pending, you know, we going up, looking at the truck, driving it, pumping it, doing whatever we wanted to. If we come back to like, nah, we don't know about that. You can drop the whole thing.
I think.
No, we're not putting money down.
Well, can we at least start the proceeding, i.e. scheduling a meeting? And in that time frame, you guys can look at it, because if people come to the meeting, they'll wanna know the shape of the truck. Well, if you've already looked at it, drove it, then you can report, hey, this is why we want it, and this is the condition it truly is in.
But.
And if it turns out that it's a no-go, you can simply cancel the meeting, you know, we're not going to draw these funds at this time.
I have a question.
So are you saying that?
I don't wanna put it-
know, cause she can't put it in the paper.
I don't wanna put it in the paper and have that cost before we know that it's a go. Yeah, cause that's costly and.
Will they accept that you will want to buy before we do the finances?
You make a phone call real quick? I'm calling just to confirm. Yeah, because he said he's gonna be home all night long.
Because, you know, we want to inspect the truck before we, you know, start the whole process.
Yeah, cause that's a lot of paperwork for me to get going and.
My only thing is, instead of just wanting to go spend money, what's the other things on anybody's list that's coming up in the next year or two that we need to make sure we have a set of
There you go.
on the campfire?
I think
We
you
got
crossed a
everything.
lot of that off.
I know, right, but I'm just saying,
We got all.
just because we're there doesn't mean.
Oh, this was one of the big things, because they were expired.
I think you bring.
We got packs, we got radio, everything, all the big purchases. have been taken care of.
Because if you go spending that much money, then you only have 20,000 left in your fume. And let's say you blow an engine, well, that's a major issue, and it could be an engine on anything.
Well, there's a lot of what ifs.
You can get, at that point, you get a loan.
Yeah.
You go to the bank, have to get a loan.
Oh, we
to take
see
care of
will.
it,
True.
Because we can't be out of.
Park a little
service.
while.
True. Well, we don't have to do anything.
Right.
I'm personally not opposed to it, if it updates, I like that better than the ambulance, maybe, I think there's other ways around updating the ambulance with, and especially with the department themselves, I'd love to see them just pay for it and buy it outright some way and work some deal.
You guys might be able to have a fundraiser on that ambulance or, work out a deal and make payments on that.
How
They don't agree.
Like I said, then, I'm sure when you talk to Crawfordsville about what we're trying to do, they may be, A, willing to do payments, they may be hold on to it for a while. It's worth an ask.
They're already gonna trade it
It's worth
in
the
because
matter.
they wanna try to play ball with local communities. Cause they could have had a done deal, already had the 20,000 and they held it, obviously, but they showed they're willing to play ball.
If this is realistically that type of truck for what it's gonna cost and being able to sell the truck that they have and that money coming back, we're only out, what, a max 20 grand maybe, if that's, even if they get a low amount or.
Yeah, it's very, very palatable.
I could write out a check right now for 12,000 out of the capital outlay, and I have to go to the.
All right. So I just asked him,
Okay.
yeah, so you're standing with the youth board president?
Yes.
Okay, the board president, you're on speaker, and you're good if we submit the intent to purchase, we go up there, we look at the truck, and if it's not what we like, we can withdraw.
Absolutely, yeah, I would say if, one of you guys could send an email this evening, it just says, we would like you to hold this truck, we wanna take it to a mechanic, and, and we'll go from there, and that way we know we have a handshake to try to do something, and no holds. If in 2 days you're like, hey guys, I don't like the look of it, or it's rusty here or there, no harm, no foul.
Okay, our only concern is we didn't want to start the appropriation before we knew we truly wanted the truck. Because it's not like flipping a switch, unfortunately.
Guys, I've had to do plenty of initial appropriations in my time, and Bids, just send a couple of guys to look at it, and if we know you guys are still serious, we'll delay anything we're doing until you guys are ready to go.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Do you have other folks looking at it?
Do you have any other interested parties?
Nobody that has expressed to the level you are. I've been emailing, everybody back this week saying, you need any information? There's a gentleman in, it's near Marion, I apologize, I can't think of the name of the small town.
No, it's not important.
Oh, yeah, I say there's one other, but that's, there's only one other person that's pretty serious, so.
Okay.
Any other
But I'm
questions?
not gonna intent or anything to the nature of you guys.
You wanna ask him any questions, Will?
I'm happy.
Mechanically or anything like that?
Well, do you know how many miles are on the chassis?
Yeah, the chassis has about 115,000 miles on it.
Okay, Allison transmission
Yes.
and Cummins or Caterpillar?
No, it's a Cummins.
Cummins, good. Okay, I just want to make sure it didn't have Mercedes in it or something.
Is there rust on it?
Mercedes, no.
You brought up the rust, is it rusted?
Well, they'll inspect it
Yeah.
from there.
Anything else?
I think we're good.
All right, thanks, Blaine, I'll let you have your choice.
Bye-bye. If we sell that rescue, where's that money go? Would it go in our pocket?
You guys
Does that go back down, or?
Well, you keep it, if you keep it in your funds to use that.
I know sometimes it goes back to the town or whatever. Just like,
So we wouldn't get money back from selling that.
Who, our name's not on the title, who's that title, is that it?
Fire department.
Yours?
Rescue us?
Yeah,
So that-
the only thing that's in the
all that
town
money
is the
goes
brush.
into
and
the
the-
brush, right?
So we won't have money to put in for next, at the end of the year back into Q Fire.
No.
But you're gonna make over 40,000 in the Cume file this calendar year.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
almost
it
gonna be
hasn't,
right back up.
it hasn't paid out this year yet. We haven't gotten that yet.
Well, I understand that, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, what are you guys gonna do with the next year?
$40,000.
Sit there and build interest.
They must have ever something like that, I mean. That's why I didn't know if it had to go back to
But
town or.
as far as any, you talked earlier about big ticket items, really, we've knocked about most of the stuff off the list in the last year and a half. Whether it was through the state grants or finding deals on equipment that you guys have elected to buy.
There's
not
one other
really-
thing, your CPR machine, whatever that
Well,
was.
I have 3 grants out right now
Yeah,
because grant cycles are starting to open. I put in a grant for a Lucas CPR, automated CPR machine, at about $21,000. I put in another one for battery powered extrication tools, just to try to update ours, because they are hydraulic, they're not bad. It's just new technology, easier to move sometimes, so it doesn't matter whether it's on the rescue or the rescue engine, they're just a little bit easier to move, less maintenance, really. Because of that, you have to go through and service the pump and service the tools. I mean, you still have to do the tools, but you're cutting out the pump thing. I think that pump's been rebuilt 2 or 3 times. It's had
Issues over the time.
just because it sits, and so the shelf life with battery powered is a lot better than what hydraulic powered are. So doesn't mean we're gonna get anything. And then the other one was just a not, like, the list of grants, they have like 20 things that you can write for. And the last one, nothing on the list stuck out for the allotted amount. It was a $10,000 grant that we needed. There's fire hose on there, but we just got it. I mean, we could have got some extra, but we've got a lot. I don't know if you've seen out there with what you guys have purchased. So I just wrote in for like headsets. So like installing in the truck, it's supposed to be a new safety thing of having headsets in the trucks. Crawfordville, most of your departments have them now, and it cuts down on the noise, makes communication in the cab a little bit easier. It was the one thing that I seen, they had like ear packs on there, but for $10,000, I might have been able to get one, but that's not including everything that goes with it. So it was about $8,500 to use it for one. So it would have been kind of tight. So I just tried to pick and try to get the biggest bang. For the headsets, it was like $7,000.
and you did get your computers donated, do you want to
Yeah,
tell them about that?
Our ambulance billing company gave us 2 tough books, so we can do all of our computer or our EMS reports as we drive down the road in a truck. Somebody, was that with you? we transported from here
2 days
to
ago.
Avon, to the IU West, is where they wanted to go. By the time we got to the hospital, the report was done and submitted, like they were able to pull it off of the report then and bill it the next day.
Awesome.
So they're trying to streamline it, and since we signed our contract with them, they had extras laying around, they brought them out here and dropped them off.
Sweet.
So, I also talked with Crawfordsville about that because they use the computer-based stuff. We haven't, I mean, we can do it on the computers in here. This one just lets us do it in the truck. The county bought Wi-Fi for every department. Every department has one truck that has GPS with Wi-Fi. And since our ambulance was the busiest and this most used, that's what they elected to do. And I don't know if whether Gary was in charge or Gary Williams was in charge when it happened, but it was put on the ambulance. So there's internet in there. So when you got the laptop, you can pull it up and you're already doing your report as you go. And then if you don't get it done by the hospital, you can do it on your way home. So it's just new technologies out there. Like I said, I talked to Crawfordsville. I think they have vehicle mounts. The Assistant Chief Paul Miller was supposed to look into it. So we could put a mount in the front to have it sit up there and charging versus being plugged into the wall and cable running through from the back to the front. So they would be set up front. All you gotta do is unplug it and go. So, but they said they were gonna give it to us. He had to go back and look when I talked to him earlier. So potentially that's coming. So.
Yeah.
Here's how I thought, if you're gonna do an additional corporation to buy one and have your process of public meetings, whatever you need to do, in theory, it would be smarter to do it for both. And then if you have, like, say you have your public meetings, if your constituents in the township like the idea of the newer ambulance, then let's say move forward, whatever necessary. If they don't, then nick it. But at the end of the day, let's say if you did end up purchasing it with your additional appropriation, you sell your old rescue, right? Sell that, you get your 40,000, which is an if, or if you even do get to sell it. And if you do sell it, it goes into, instead of the department's pocket, you could put it in the township fire account, right? And then at the end of the year, you can move a percentage of those funds back to Cume 5, correct? Am I right? Did I hear that right? Can you put a percentage back in Cume 5 every year?
I don't know.
I thought Amy talked about it at one point. I was wondering why I'm asking.
We can figure that all out in the next.
Because if that's the case, then at the end of the day, the ambulance being updated and everything is a complete wash regardless, because you're selling it, even though it's going in there, you're not using taxpayer dollars, you're using technically dollars you sold with the truck you sold, just so happens to be in the bank account of the township. But you're still getting both of what you want at the same time.
That's an excellent idea.
Just saying, because you can only do a disappropriation once.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're gonna do it for 50,000, why not do it for all of it? Because like I said, it's an if game. I'm playing the if game, you're playing the if game, you're playing the if game, we're all playing the if game, regardless of what it is. The rear end falls off, the engine blows, another engine blows, you're doing it regardless of the matter.
I told Kyle the other day, I would like to see the department be able to get both of them.
Right, and I understand that. So you're upgrading, according to Kyle, the list, this is the list of the big ticket items, yes? I mean,
Yeah, and then like cumulative.
and if, like I said, if you were to deplete it and you only have 20,000 left, and let's say something blows, well, I mean, now you have to have a fundraiser. Okay, what do? You have to have a fundraiser. I
But
mean,
you're not gonna raise that kind of funds in a fundraiser.
I'm not saying you will. I'm not saying you will. I'm just
And
saying,
again, you're putting the cart before the horse.
you're doing that regardless.
Because the township does not fund the ambulance.
I understand that. But then I understand they don't
They have
fund the
nothing,
ambulance.
they have nothing to do with the ambulance.
I understand they don't have anything to do with the ambulance. But what I'm saying is that they need, if they want to purchase a new ambulance, which I'm just speaking from a town's perspective, if they want, they just need help. Like, and the town, we don't do funds like that. The only reason the ambulance was sitting there is because didn't get purchased somehow years ago, and you already put $20,000 into it, like replacing it.
I don't understand
So-
why our township doesn't fund our ambulance, because I live in the township, I don't live in the town. So I rely on,
None of our townships in this county fund ambulances.
So,
because there aren't any.
Right.
Yeah, we're the only one.
We fund Montgomery County.
But to
Because they
me,
cover-
the tax amount that comes out of my pocket personally for Crawfordsville is probably minute. you know, so to get another ambulance for us to be upgraded to have more accessibility to getting help quicker, that's important to me. By living in the
Yes,
township.
but I guess my whole point is like, if you did this whole process, you double disproportion, do one for both. And yes, it's kind of fudgy the way it sounds, but at the end of the day, the ambulance is funding itself. Like no township funds is paying for that. So if it's rolling out the door and it's transporting, it's going to make money. And it's going to eventually make money to do repairs, whatever it looks like. Because at the end of the day, if we don't have that and it is a chase truck or whatnot, it's losing money as soon as it walks out the door. By the time you equipment it, wrap it, whatever you're doing, purchase it, it's losing money day one. It has no form of income, zero. And if you don't want income, and that's fine, I mean, then you're completely resolved to just township funds. And as there's been many conversations, townships are eventually merging anyway. So at the end of the day, why don't we just try to push forward and try to benefit ourselves?
Okay, as president of the board, we have to move forward. Any movement will be forward on this will be the recommendation of the fire department, whether they wish to buy the engine. At that point, we can move forward on setting up dates for meetings for appropriations. Until then, we're just walking in a circle. So once we know whether the department wants that engine, then we can start the process of, do we want to do appropriation, do we not, and how much do we want to do it for? But at this point, it's all speculation. So with that, let's move on to the financials.
Go ahead. I did the payroll.
Motion to do a letter of intent.
Can I back step real quick?
Sure.
Do you have to make a motion as an intent to purchase?
We will do that once we know it's worth purchasing.
Okay, well, that's why.
Our next meeting's not until,
May.
So we'll have to have.
I thought the intent was for today.
Well, yeah, if we would like to purchase, yeah, the rescue, based on the department's evaluation of it.
Yeah, they can go have,
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think there needs to be anything official
Yeah.
It has to be
to have them go look.
Because,
Yeah, to start the process, you have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we approve the purchase of the rescue on condition that the department feels it's in good condition.
That's what
There you go.
Okay.
I think that's
I
all
just
we
wanted to
need.
ask.
Yeah.
Cause I was like,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I second it, aye.
Go ahead.
Okay. Here's the financials. Here is the one I need signed. Copy mine.
Sure.
And statements, it's in balance, we have all of our fundings, $326,776.81. That's all of our funds. And it breaks it down into the report here. Here's that.
I'm just wondering that myself. Why didn't you pay me?
Why did I pay you?
What's this?
What's that? Blue Crew?
I don't remember that check.
I know, you haven't found it yet.
Oh, that's the one that carried
Yeah.
over, it's long gone.
You don't know where it's at? Yeah,
It's the lint in the dryer, is where it's at.
Okay,
Wouldn't even be cashable now.
yeah,
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, that's-
long.
okay, I'll have to check on how to do that.
It's a resolution.
the resolution to
Yeah,
get
it
that
has
check in
to,
place.
yeah, it's a resolution.
Yeah, I'll have to get that typed up. So it's totally gone then, right? There's-
Yeah, I couldn't attach it anyway if I had it.
Yeah, what? Oh, yeah, you can.
No, it's past too old.
It's too old?
90, I think 90 days?
Is it?
Yeah, they won't,
Okay.
the bank will go.
Okay, I will start the process.
Cause you get the same issue with John Schwab.
You might ask Stu, because I know for the town, we hold ours for 2 years.
Yeah, that's why I was waiting, yeah.
We hold ours 2 years. I still have a check sitting from like, whatever, from 22, actually. I need to get rid of it, but yeah. Ask Stu, just to clarify.
Yeah, well,
If you can get rid of it now, then get rid of it, don't let it sit, but I'll wait for the check on it.
So that means you would, a resolution and then write another check, right?
yeah,
Better if it's that big of a problem, don't worry about it, but still gotta get it off the book.
right.
$88 a bank interest.
Get that.
No, Richard doesn't.
So you're gonna go through this line by line or page by page or?
If anybody wants to look at it, they can come. I mean, I don't wanna keep anybody here. I mean, it's all uploaded on Gateway too. If anybody wants to get online and look at all these reports, the whole report that I just passed out is on Gateway. It's public record, along with the bank statements. So if anybody needed to look into that further, get on Gateway.
I don't think we talked about it at the last meeting, but can you refresh my memory what Bliss McKnight Inc. is?
Bliss McKnight's insurance policy,
That's right.
liability insurance policy. Yeah, because we still have quite a bit more things to go over. So, like I say, any other questions about that? Upload it on
So this
Gateway, it's
number-
already on there now.
This number with Cronin Associates,
That was due to the additional appropriations that we had at the end of the year.
so I was looking at Cronin, all the reports that you,
Yeah,
so that puts us over 11,000, right?
and it's expensive to get a new trustee to learn all this stuff. I've kept all the master copies of
But I mean,
everything to know how to do this. So I shouldn't have to use them. They do have to sign off on our annual report and the budget. They have to sign off on that through Gateway. But I have learned how to
That's
do all
chump
this.
change though, it's a big scheme.
Right. So those should be phasing out. All that was basically training for myself.
Cause wasn't that on their last one? This Cronin's? If I remember right?
That was, we had the, part of it was, but that was part of the annual report as well. The last time was for the annual report.
So there shouldn't be any more Cronin Associates.
It'll be minimal, yeah, because I've kept
Just
all,
at the end of the year for sign off.
right, yeah, and I've kept all
And
the
budget.
copies, so now I can pretty much write all the resolutions and everything and do the budgets myself. So that was just the learning process right there. I had to get assistance on knowing how to do these things the right way. So I want to make sure everything's done right, because I'm held accountable. So that should phase off, other than getting our annual report signed off on, and the budget sheet, they have to have a sign off on that.
What's that cost?
It should be minimal.
Who did it in the past? I don't recall.
I don't know. Well, I wasn't done.
That's what I'm guessing.
That's
The
what-
last couple of years have been Amy, because she does
Yeah,
accounting herself, so when
Yeah.
that's fine.
yeah. Yeah, so that should be falling off. So, poor relief, I have had none. I do have, I've been working on this, I've talked about this the last several meetings. Our standards, this has to be done every year, it's not been done. We have to sign this, our township guidelines. So, I will need one of these copies signed. And these can be picked up at town hall. So if anybody, I'm gonna put this, they just got this done for the meeting today, because I wanted to get it done, because I've been working on it. So I'm gonna put a copy of this in a binder with, page protectors. So anybody can come in to town hall, and it states that in here, and look at the guidelines.
How are you gonna communicate that to the township? Because most people don't come to the town hall.
Anybody that's needed assistance has always came to town hall for an application. We've just never, our guidelines were way outdated as far as our the money amounts.
This is basically saying who's eligible, who's not.
Right, and anybody can be provided that, I can email this to anybody if they request a copy. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, just if I forget, just remind me.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, say, hey, send me that, because I've got it. So I will have this at town hall, and we just need to sign this. Like I say, this has to be done every year.
How much of it has changed since?
Since we did a lot, every year the numbers change.
It's ridiculous novel to even
Yeah.
help people.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Actually,
Every
somebody
year,
did that with,
every year the amounts change, so. Or it's reviewed
No,
every
I
year.
mean, the qualifications, I mean, it's
Yeah.
almost impossible to even help people.
Yeah, that's true. I just need this signed. And I haven't put this in the binder yet also because I wanted to get a signed copy.
Good for you for putting this together, seriously.
Yeah, it's.
Much easier to read than the crap that was out there.
Yeah. Okay, and I'll get this, I'll get it in a binder, and it'll be in town hall for anybody that would like to look at the guidelines. And the applications are at town hall, or they can even call my cell number. I've got the cell number on here. They can call me and I can meet somebody. I just don't have public office hours. I have an office at my home, but it's not open to the public. So I can meet anybody anywhere at town hall.
Something else also is the county also knows who the trustee is. I know who the trustee is, and they know who to call, who to where. I get phone calls almost weekly of who the township trustee is, because the website on Google is not accurate.
I think Michelle still gets them once in a while.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like it's not out there. I mean, I get a lot of calls all the time, and I'm forwarding phone numbers all the time.
Yeah, so we got. So.
Now, when it comes to phone numbers, you have a township line, correct?
Right, that's the number listed on the front of the page. Yeah, that's the township phone.
I want to also just throw this out to you because I did this for Kyle, and this is mainly for you guys as well. Because Kyle's volunteer form is now on my town website. The town pays for that. I'm also willing to put this poor relief form, the application part, just the application because it's 1 million pages long, on the town website as a subsection. So if people wanted to, they could go there to go get it.
That's right, too.
They would just have to print it themselves and of course follow the steps and guidelines to get it on there.
And you can put this on there too.
Yeah, it'd just be a
Yeah.
PDF file on my Google Drive, and they would have to do what they need to do. It's only in preview mode, so they'd have to print and of course follow the guidelines and then go from there. Just an added feature.
Still wanting to try and get a website made up for our township. I haven't done that yet.
It takes time.
All these other things been coming up with all this township stuff. I mean, I am like busy with this all the time. So I'm trying to kick out a little bit, and I kept all the master copies, and it should be smooth sailing pretty much from here on out. Like I say, I'm doing the payroll, and I'm sending out, I did the W-2s and the 1099s. I did all that, so I've got all this stuff. So it should be a lot smoother.
Real well.
Yes.
Cemetery updates. I haven't done
Yeah, I don't need to keep them.
Too much with the signs, because I wanted to know what the mowing bids came out at before, so I know how much money I have left in the budget to know how much I have to spend on that. And I'm gonna be trying to get another workday set up. We're still working on Union Hill, trying to get that one done, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done over there. If anybody knows anybody that needs any community service hours, let me know, because
Is that something that we could reach out
To
to?
the probation
Probation officers?
we can, but the guy that's
I
volunteering,
mean, half of them probably got knocked over by those jerks anyway.
right, yeah, the guy that comes out from the genealogy club that volunteers his time, that helps with that, he says he's trying to get people to come help him from the probation officer, and he's not having anyone. He's gotten a couple Wabash College kids need hours, so they come out and help. So we're just.
What about FFA for those summer SAE classes?
I know it's a long shot, but Academy Way, they're
Yeah,
on here and wanting to do hours like that too.
They
Community
are?
service hours, so you may reach out to them.
they need community hours. I've got a lot.
They asked me.
They may bring knives and swords and things like that, but
Yeah, so they do reach out.
Wand and
Just
just.
about.
Well, a lot of it's cleaning the stones, and, with the township money, I bought a hoist system to lift the stones up. And I got that little pile of stone over there. We put that in the bottom. Once we dig it up, we'll put the base in there, and we hoist the stone up with the tripod system. And then, set the stone, and then we got you can't just clean these stones with just anything. I had to go through a special, place just for cemetery stones, and it has to be a certain type of solution.
Ace Hardware sells a D3 that cleans stones.
D3, I think that's what I'm using, yeah.
Ace Hardware.
Ace has it?
Because we used to do that.
Oh, I didn't know Ace had it. I heard it from a place on.
Ace Hardware has D3.
Okay, yeah, and the longer they sit after you clean them, they start getting whiter and whiter, so. So here you go, here's the money bid, so I've just got them, put them in an envelope, and here we go. You two can sort those out. Nothing's been opened or touched, it's just put in an envelope.
Oh, that one's got $100 bill taped to it. I think I know who the winner is.
Somebody said they're certified, so.
Here, we'll do half and half. Would you pass those to the gentleman ahead of me?
Great, no.
She wanted multiple copies.
Okay.
She's December 16th. She's like 16th.
Oh, I thought you said it was a copy of it. Oh, my God. That was very interesting.
What do you mean to make better? Are you writing down the?
Actually, I should just open a moment.
no, while we were opening that stuff. I couldn't find I was emailed for the agenda, but where's the agenda being posted?
I've been sending it out to the board members, and I've been putting it on
It's called on the hub.
on the website.
A lot gets filtered through that. One thing in particular is always on there.
Do you have access to that?
I think I do, but.
And it's on Facebook. That's why I'm trying to get the website created so I can, I can post everything on there. Basically, nothing changes. Cause you guys just got a web page, didn't you?
Facebook.
Facebook, you don't have a, you don't have
I
a.
email and all that for the town.
Okay.
As far as website. goes.
Okay, I think there's a free, I haven't checked on it yet, I think you can get it for free, the government website. I'm checking on that. Like I said, I just got through the annual report and then we'll be starting the budget here.
And it starts all over again.
All over again. So hopefully the budget will be a lot easier this time around. We don't wanna cut the budget. We wanna just, you know, cause, can't hardly get that money back, so you just keep it the same and if something needs adjusted, then you can go from there.
So what is it called? New Ross Hub?
Called the New Ross Hub.
And it's on Facebook?
On Facebook.
You gotta be careful with New Ross Hub. A lot of things get mixed in between and a lot of things get hidden by other posts and. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I try not to use the New Ross
This has
Hub.
got a Pearson
Oh, it's this one?
Parsons. What is that? Parsons Cemetery.
Yeah, can you, or, let me take that and I'll scan it in my computer. Cause I need to prove, I've gotta upload it to Gateway. So I've
I
gotta
think
upload it
this
to
is a
Gateway, so I'll just email it back to you.
I don't blame you.
After I get it uploaded to Gateway, then I'll email you a copy
Okay.
of those signatures.
I don't even know if I can.
No, well prepared by.
And, yeah, yes.
Okay, Parsons Cemetery, 50-55 east, 600 east. Okay, so that's for office. That's the one we put it on.
Not too much negativity.
Yeah. So New Ross Hub. So where would you see it at? 'Cause you know how this works.
I've seen.
Well, keep scrolling, probably like a million pages down.
Because she posted a new one, because.
Says recent, but yeah.
I had the wrong date on it at first.
You're welcome.
So I wasn't,
Who controls that? That's why I can't see it. It
Oh,
says
well,
it's pending now.
You have to be,
it's,
Ashley, Kelsey, Kathy, Bankley.
How do I do that? I mean,
I didn't
I
know
see
request
that.
to
I know
join.
Shaw
I
one of them.
did that.
Okay, you have to
Like
wait
2 years ago,
2 years ago,
or a year ago, or whatever.
Oh, well,
and you never got accepted.
I don't know. I did,
Who manages it?
I know Shaw does. I know Ashley Kelsey used to be on it. I don't know if she is or not still.
Well, these are personal, so these aren't managed by.
Well, Ashley, her name was put on it because she's clerk treasurer at the time. She is not the one that started it. Right? Shaw started
What
it.
is yours?
Mine's just New Ross Town Hall.
Either way.
I kept mine strictly where it was just
Yeah, sure.
municipality business.
So I guess
Whereas
I
like,
could-
I just post my
I
stuff
could
on
make
it.
I could make a Facebook page just for, Walnut
So,
Township.
Hold on, I made a group off of my own Facebook page, and it's not ideal, but it was the easiest way I could get away with it, because then if I wasn't the clerk treasurer, I could just deactivate, I could just cancel the group, and then someone else could just start it. But I did that before I had my town website. I needed an outlet that I could control a little bit, be able to post things as I needed and not wait for approval. So I created the town hall page, off of my own Facebook page to be able to do that before I got my town website. My goal was to stop using the town hall page, but that has not happened, because it's another outlet I can post things on. So you can create a group off your own Facebook page.
Which one is Stry?
That's
Out here, Arthur's.
Arthur's.
Okay.
Five stones.
Hmm.
5 stones.
About 4 of them are broke.
Yeah.
like 9.
When I was working over there, we dug them up and straightened them all up, because they had been knocked over and broken.
It was like 9 stones, but 5 standing.
Yeah, I think that's.
Jake had told me they found them in a building, laying in a building.
Yeah, there was a little,
And they got them out.
He said when he bought the ground, he was gonna fix it. 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Didn't they used to be right down on the corner of the point?
No, it's always been right there, right
Back there by
where,
those trees
Yeah.
where.
And would we want to sign for that?
Oh, it should, so yeah, for everything else. For the one on Union Hill, I think, I don't know how far the township owns, but that V where 300 and 136 meet, if it could be right there. Because if it goes out on the county road, it's just gonna get the crap beat out of it by tractors and.
Oh, I was gonna put up in the cemetery.
Oh, in?
Yeah, like,
in the entrance.
you know where a little pile of rock is?
Yeah.
Up into there. Is that where you?
I was thinking put them along the road, so.
Yeah, I would think put it perpendicular to the road, not like this, but like this. Farther back towards the
So
old
they can
fence.
see it off 300 or 136?
136.
Yeah,
So out on 130, on the
Yeah.
other entrance?
because the one in Mace, Old Town, that one could go right on the hill.
Yeah,
'Cause if I get it, I can just weed eat around.
Yeah.
It's no big deal, put some flowers and shrubs
Yeah.
and stuff.
and I'm still trying to dig up those decker plants. They keep coming back.
Well, if I can get,
I'm still working on those. I've been taking, I put that driveway in next to my house there, that my Airbnb back there, but, I put that driveway in there and I'm trying to plant on that, by that fence, so it kills out all the weeds that grow up.
oh, yeah.
So those will take over all the weeds and, instead of just trashing them.
If I get that, Old Town again, and take the tractor over there, and I don't know, maybe Dan or somebody, pull those all from over the hill up. And at least get them visible, stacked beside the other 40 that are broken.
Right. I haven't even got over there to that one yet to start working on that. We're trying to get this.
Somebody fixed two, I don't know,
Fixed
it must have
two?
been that fellow.
Okay, he might have, yeah.
You fixing broken stones with the glue?
Yeah, I gotta get some glue. Yeah, because there's a lot of breakage.
Yeah, a lot of them broke off in the ground. I redid this one out here, the old New Ross out there by Jim Roots in his front part.
Okay.
We redid his, but problem is the concrete base that the stones had in, they're all busted up.
Yeah.
So we had to go in and redo the concrete and
Yeah.
dig up. We had permission from him to probe where the stones that are laying under the dirt. We probably dug up 8 stones that wasn't even there. And replaced them.
That were
Yep.
hidden underground.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
So
shame.
you got a tripod that's lifting up the big stones that are
Yeah.
like the big base and then laying
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, with the hoist, it just, the hoist
Yeah.
with the strapping.
Yeah.
And just, 2x4s
Yeah.
and a tripod, and it lifts them up and you put the base down and then hope it lasts for a few more years.
Wow.
It's a job, that's why it's taking so long. But we've been trying to get volunteers and nobody ever shows up but us.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It's either you guys over there by yourselves with your
Yeah.
kids, or me over there by myself,
Yeah.
myself.
Right.
myself.
Did Dragon help you once? A little bit?
Still did for,
Still did?
yeah,
Okay.
a couple days, but
Yeah.
he's back on, like everybody else, 12s and 14s.
Oh,
The one there in Mace, that's Old Town?
Old Town,
Yeah.
then it's Union Hill, then Parsons, and then, I forget what the one is up there.
Fry.
Jake is Fry.
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 Did Jake even submit for that?
Yes.
was out destroying my field today.
What are you doing out there?
Trying to get so that swamp doesn't keep going towards there's so many tile that are broke. So that's out there repairing tile.
Is it
It's
not
one hell of a mess, I'll tell you.
is it a swamp? It's not like a drainage ditch?
No, it's not a drainage ditch, it's a true
I
swamp.
I thought you were just clearing all the trees out of the drainage.
No,
I just
the swamp
assumed it
used
went
to be
downhill.
right at the edge of those trees, and then it grew about 20 foot, and then last year it grew about 40 foot. And he rents that land, so he's like, can I fix that? I'm like, oh, by all means,
It
knock
doesn't drain
yourself
into
out.
the,
There's a stream that runs through our cattle lots down to Little Walnut.
yeah, you think it, a couple scoops of it.
Yeah. Well, when I came here, let's put it this way, I was down in a hole that was way over my head. And that was the stream, how deep they had to go for the tile. Why that tile's that deep is beyond me. That's silly.
I saw you standing out there.
I thought you said it was the auction house.
Nice dirt, and it's all dark and black.
Yeah, the dark is not funny.
I thought it was adding on to the auction house.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just double checking because every one of these is a jumble of mess. Okay.
Did everybody actually submit correctly this year?
I hope I made the instructions.
It was pretty clear.
I tried.
Okay, the lowest bid for Old Town and Union Hill is Tyler. The lowest bid for Parsons is Tom Hoppy, and Arthur's is the only one that did Spry. Well, there was another one for the insane amount of money. $3,200.
Okay, so
I'm clearly in the wrong business, or not, I don't understand that
you're
budget.
not kind of from a business perspective,
Oh my
right?
goodness.
$3,200 for Spry,
How much?
or $3,200 for Spry, $3,200 for Parsons, $4,800 for Union Hill, and $3,200 for Old Town. That was the highest.
That's high.
The lowest is Tyler, $600, Old Town, Union Hill, $2,850. Tom Ompey was the only one for he was the cheapest for Parsons at $800. And Arthur's was the only Spry for $400. If anybody else wants to do this jumbled mess of,
Yeah, I'll put that back in the envelope. I keep
Yeah.
those. That stays in the file.
Shit. That's pretty close to your entire budget. In your entire budget, 56 something.
Yeah, pretty close.
Everybody but me drastically raising prices.
Do you raise that line item in your budget every year?
I'm gonna have to.
I mean, you gotta consider fuel charges and stuff, and insurance.
You mean $5.50 diesel that I paid today?
Stone repair,
Right.
the equipment and everything, yeah, with the spray and the adhesives and the rock. So, yeah, I'm gonna, there might be extra left over in the professional services that I can move.
Right. Towards the end, I consider raising it, just thinking of fuel and stuff.
Right, so we'll get a better look at the budget on this year's, after this year, we'll have more of a gauge on what things are going to be able to predict it, the budget a little better.
okay, do we have anything in new business? Do we need to make a, I guess we do need to, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the low bids as you read them to me.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye. And new business. Same as the old business?
I don't have anything other than, we'll have to set up a meeting and everything, and I'll have to get that, depending on how the truck goes.
I have questions if it's open to
I have a question real quick. So I was looking on Gateway,
Mhm.
of your budget,
Mhm.
and I still see $900 coming out for I am responding. Is there a particular reason that's coming out?
You see, it's coming out.
Pretty sure that's what I saw. It showed like,
I've not written any checks.
well, I thought I seen, it says I am responding on it, it had like $860 next to it, and I'm like, I am responding should not be
Was that-
paid.
Was that last year's? 2025?
Because the county pays for that, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've not written any checks, so we're good.
No, I just seen it, and I wanted to
Right,
ask.
I'll double check the budget.
I'm like, we shouldn't be paying for that, so
No.
it's $900.
Right,
Sorry, I know.
No, I'm not paying it.
But I seen it, and
yeah,
then
What's this all about?
the 25,000 that you paid here, was that for the radios and hose? Because I seen $25,000 was out of the 25.5 out of the King Fire,
that was the radios and the hoses,
and that came out of the King Fire, not the
Yeah.
general.
yeah. That was all out of Kim.
I thought it was coming out of the general fire budget versus the.
No, that was a Kim.
Just wanted.
Good. You answered my question. Where are you posting the meetings? I mean, it's great that there was this many people here.
I've got a schedule if you want one.
No.
Where you're posting them.
Physically.
Well, oh, physically, there's one at the post office.
Because I know the police posts at the gas station, but.
Yeah, no, the post office, the bank, and at town hall. And then that new Ross Hub. And then I've got paper copy if you need one.
Well, no, I grabbed one. I was just curious for other folks.
Yeah,
I was at the election board meeting
yeah,
this morning from Montgomery County, and they were
What?
struggling to understand where, not us,
yeah,
but where to post things also, so, because they're struggling to have
right.
some things.
That's why I really need to get that website for the township set up. That's gonna take me a little bit to get that going. So, but I really wanna get the website. We need that.
Yeah, because then that way it can just. be
That way
passed on
anybody
down
can
the
search, Google search it and find out our website and it would be on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The other question I had is, are we operating with the current fire contract?
Mhm.
So we're current through September, right?
We're
Is
current
that
through
right?
January,
Through January? Oh,
to December 31st.
okay.
We pay out that twice, once in,
And then I guess this is probably more for you and Kyle. So I'm trying to understand how the number of runs. Because last year, I think you gave this to us last month. You had 490 runs.
499, yes.
Yeah. But 203 of those were to Ladoga. How does that work? I don't know if they've become their territory yet or not. So how does that work when they become a territory? Will they pay us then to come over there?
No,
Because
like I've told you guys before,
it won't be a partnership then.
what I'm gonna tell you, and I've told you for the last 5 months, y'all need to get rid of the money when it comes to paying us to go cover. The reason I'm saying that is because when we all signed these mutual aid agreements, it's not contract based, it's mutual aid. I signed up to help them, it's no different than Advance coming to sign, like, we signed with Advance, we signed with Jamestown, we signed with North Salem, we signed with Crawfordsville. That is showing that you're going to help each other.
It's an open-ended obligation.
Correct. But that has all gone wayside. The Montgomery County, she would be able to attest to it other than the firemen now. We're going to a new system with box alarms.
What's it called?
Box alarm, box, just a standard BOX alarm.
Box alarm.
And what that does is if there's a fire in town, it automatically dispatches 3 fire trucks and 5 tankers right out the door. No matter where it's at. You got it broke down, like with here, we have 4 different areas in our township that's split. And if it's in town, say it pulls our engine, Ladoga's engine, and Jamestown's engine right there.
Gotcha.
And then
Is that pretty new?
it's it's happening, like, it's not,
Oh, it's just now starting to.
we've been going on it, it's been going on since late last year, and now they're fine tuning it, and she'd be able to attest.
And Kyle's was one of the first ones to get his completed
Yeah.
compared to a lot of the other departments, so he's
So-
actually helping other departments.
So,
I'm pretty proud of the fire department.
all of, we have, like, the locution system, which is this new automated dispatch, which I can play on the phone so you can hear it, it's kind of a person, it's dispatch Debbie, it's a iRobot basically.
AI.
So, well, like I said, with these box alarms coming in, that negates, like, the mutual aid, like us going over there, getting paid for it, that's all gone away. That was like the old way, and now the new way is the box alarms.
Gotcha.
So, same thing with the medical calls, when they dispatch for a run over by your house, it's our ambulance, Carville's ambulance, and Ladoga's rescue, or their squad, right out the door. Structure fire in your area is gonna be 3 engines and 5 tankers. And it depends on how I set it up. It's by the department sets it up. It's not the county. It's by the way the department sets it up.
So you use Beckville, for example. Who would that be?
Beckville,
The,
the first initial for Beckville, the way that I have it wrote is us, Advance, and Ladoga. Because you have to basically like mileage it. It's what they call like geo-dispatching. So you pick like an address and then you map it to each fire station to see who's closest. And then the first 3 that are the closest are the first 3 dispatched. And then it goes same thing with the tankers.
Gotcha.
So it's,
I'm surprised Jamestown's not closer, but it's just perceptually, you know.
In his ambulance, he.
it might be like a
Well,
10th of a mile closer. It just depends. I'm not saying it's set in stone. I'm just throwing it out
I
there.
get it, yeah.
So those would be the 3 dispatches. And then if we got there and it was fully engulfed and we needed more, I would say start with the next 2 engines and say it pulled Jamestown and Crawfordsville. However it works. So instead of me trying to calculate who's the closest, this is all on form. Dispatch can just hit a button and it transmits and it sends everybody.
Sweet.
So it speeds up the
Now,
fire
that's progress,
response.
in my opinion, that's serious progress.
But this
And
has been,
kudos to you for,
this has
squad
been,
for kind of setting the stage and getting ahead of it.
they, for a while, they were using like the way that we had our box set up for like the county to look at. Because I went through and they gave you a list. And you had to list like every department apparatus within like a 50 square mile, like, or I shouldn't say 50 square mile, but 50 up to 50 miles away. So I can tell you that if you had a house fire, you've got 89 tankers, 23 ladders, and like 100 and some engines that could come. I'm serious, that's what they wanted you to list it out as.
Gotcha.
And you went around and did a lot of the inventory on other departments to help get them going.
Correct. So, done a lot on that side, but that's where back to where you're saying is that's why the whole payment thing, I know we discussed that back with the territory thing. So that is all kind of fell through.
So really, even becoming a territory, then it doesn't benefit you if you're using a box alert.
Financially,
Because
it kind of turns money into one, but as far as fire response, no, it is no different.
Yeah.
No.
Because really, everything's being dispatched out of dispatch.
Correct.
So the box alert, wow, that's something new. That's
Yep.
fantastic.
It's, like I said, it's still a work in progress and she'd be able to attest because she is on our I am responding.
Yeah.
And they consistently are doing
Yeah.
test pages. I think today we had
Yeah,
like
several.
14 test pages.
Yeah.
So it's part of the new system.
It's
A
going.
quick question.
Are you required to mark equipment out of service until dispatch? Or that box alarm system?
You can, through I am responding, you have that capability now.
Okay.
Now,
So they know Jamestown
Correct.
knows they can't call you because.
correct. So basically what it is that, and they keep using at the end of the dispatch, it says check MBT for runtime. Well, the MBTs is the mobile data, the computers in the trucks. We don't have that. So if that's something that they make you do, like, I think, quote me if I'm wrong, Chase, does Jamestown have computers in all their trucks?
Yeah, but
Most counties that have the automated, like Kendrick County, Boone County, that have these automated, have computers in their trucks so they can just hit like a button like they're responding versus talking on the radio, they can hit it. Well, what that will do is say you're in the truck, you mark you're responding, it takes that apparatus out. So say we're an engine on a grass fire or something. if somebody else catches a house fire, it won't pull ours, it'll pull the next one below.
Gotcha.
So,
Sweet.
And everything, you know, not saying that for the ambulance, because I totally support the ambulance, that's just my personal view, but when he goes on a run, he can make money from Ladoga as well. Or,
the run that we
on
just
the
took
basic
to,
life.
the run that we just took to Avon was from Ladoga.
So it's just not just our township, he can go in other townships as well. And he gets there quicker than Crawfordsville and it's basic life, he can transport, his department gets the money for that.
And I'm gonna bounce off that real quick, I know you made a statement earlier. I would say, on average, if we're home, mind you, not working, 80% of the time, we beat Crawfordsville. It's not the other way. Just throw that out there. Our response time last year from dispatch to en route was 2 minutes. I got all that from the dispatch. So our response time is phenomenal. Mind you, we're home. But when you make a statement that Crawfordsville beats us 80% of the time, that is incorrect. I just wanted to correct that. That's now, obviously, 100% of the time, if we're not here, because we are volunteer and we do have limited manpower, but if we're not here, yes, they 100% of the time don't beat us. But if we're here, if that goes off now, it doesn't matter if it's in Ladoga or if it's in Mace, we're gonna beat them. That's
about 3 minutes.
usually.
And that's running just about 5 miles an hour over speed. That's not cranking it out at 80 miles an hour.
And the response time showing. It takes us 10 minutes to get from here to Ladoga.
That'd be great if you could pull that information from dispatch and have it on paper. You
That's
know,
in
what you just.
response times? Yeah, I do. It come from dispatch. I can print it off and show you.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Because I think I
To
shared
share
it.
with people.
Yeah.
I shared it, I think with our department text, that our response time was like 2 minutes and 1 second. That's from dispatch to getting up in the middle of the night and marking en route. And that was the grand total out of the 499 runs that we did. Your response time was 2 minutes.
What I'm saying is, that's fantastic. But if you have that compared to what the response time is from Crawfordsville, that's gonna help sell people on an ambulance.
No, that's fine. Like I said, it's not something that I even thought about printing off until we made, the discussion.
Yeah.
I say he goes to other places other than just Walnut Township with that ambulance, because it's,
Yeah,
like I said, I get the tones and it's going off for the ambulance.
I mean,
all the time.
you would be able to.
Several times, more than I thought. Yeah,
We're doing roughly.
Yeah, it's a lot, it's a lot.
So, I think we're well past 100 already.
Thank you for the answers, guys.
Okay, do you have anything to do today? I do not. I do not. I do not have been answered, so. Make a,
And the key is back in the box for the generator, and we set it to auto.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Should be.
Okay.
Because that's what it was supposed to be set at, so if the power went out, it was supposed to automatically pick off.
And that also does the monthly run or whatever. it is.
Should, but I know we had problems with it doing the monthly testing. If you remember, we've always kind of had issues with it doing that. We've had to manually go out and try to restore that, so.
What we probably ought to do is write down the engine hours.
Yeah.
And check it in a month and a half and see if it's shown that it's run a little bit. Because we restarted, we did the spring checkup before.
I think the last problem, I think I talked to Taylor or somebody about the power went out and it wouldn't kick on. Well, that's when it was throwing the overheat thing. And the company came out and said there was nothing wrong with it. And we found like a busted
They
belt.
said we needed new, it was old and we needed new, Will found the broken belt.
I'm good. Well, let's adjourn the meeting. Do you make a motion on that, or? All right, I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. You said that you had a crane?